Hello and welcome back. My name is Madison and I'm a mental health therapist, sharing some information, tips, and tricks for helping you manage your mental health. Today we're going to talk a little bit about relationships and different conflict resolution styles and how you can use this information to better communicate within your relationship. So, when it comes to relationships, I find that is almost without fail that two different types of conflict resolution styles are drawn together. Almost never is a long-term relationship a mix of two people who have the same approach, which is interesting, frustrating, but also makes some sense to me. So I'll explain it a little bit more. One person in a relationship is often an emotion-based thinker and problem solver. This is a person who knows exactly how they feel immediately. They are very in tune with their emotions. They have high emotional awareness and intelligence. However, the flip side of this is they can be very reactive. They may react impulsively to these emotions and don't take time to slow down and calm down before approaching it. This is also somebody who often wants to solve the problem right away. They want to talk it out, get to the bottom of it, because until they do, they feel like they can't move on. It's just eating away at them. Now, the other type of conflict resolution is logic-based. This person is very factual. They see in black and white terms, and it helps them in a lot of ways because they organize the facts. They are calm under pressure. They take that time and slow down, and they can approach something very rationally, again, based on fact. But the problem with this type of conflict resolution is that this person takes a long time to understand what it is they're actually feeling. They may see the facts of the situation, but when asked how they're feeling, they see it in terms of good or bad. Again, black and white thinking. So if a partner is yelling at them or reacting emotionally, they see it as, oh, this person is unhappy with me. They don't always understand all the nuances or all the things that go into it. They don't see the anxiety or sadness or other emotions. They see, oh, this person feels bad or this person feels good. So this person needs a lot more time to get in touch with the emotional side of things and to understand where they're at and where their partner is at. Now, like I said, often in relationships, I find that these two different types of people are drawn together. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, wouldn't it be nice if my partner just worked the same way as me? If I'm a logic-based thinker and I was dating a logic-based partner, we could just talk through the facts. We would address things logistically. We would just be able to solve problems without emotion attached. That sounds so nice. Sure, maybe, but I also don't think they would ever address a problem. They would all be putting it off. Nobody would bring it up. It'd be ignoring the issues until it's inevitable. It all boils up and piles up. And that wouldn't be healthy either because these people need a lot of time to process through their emotions. And if they don't have a partner pushing them a little bit out of their comfort zone, they would probably never circle back and address the things. Now, on the other hand, if you're an emotion-based problem solver, you might be thinking, it'd be so nice to have a partner who is super emotionally aware, who is with me and wants to talk it out right in the moment. I just wish that my partner would be there with me and we'd be able to get all the emotion out and resolve the issue right away. Yes, that does sound nice, but if neither person is taking that time to take a step back and look at the facts, either you're going to have a very impulsive relationship, which can create a lot of chaos and maybe negative consequences. Nobody's there to be the voice of reason. It also could just create a lot of, again, big emotions, breakup and makeup. It's going to be a difficult cycle. There does need to be that slow down, logic, control. Otherwise, the relationship loses control. So actually, I do think there's a good reason why these two are drawn together. I also think a part of it is admiration. The logic-based thinker admires that their emotion-based partner can be so in touch with their emotions, that they're so passionate in life. And then the emotion-based problem solver is very attracted to the fact that their partner, who's more logical, can be such a calm and in control, emotionally regulated person. It probably provides them a lot of stability. So these are really, in a sense, good matches for each other. But that does not mean it doesn't create a lot of chaos and conflict at times. A lot of times what will happen that I see is that the emotion-based partner might see a problem, try to address it right away, but their emotion-based partner doesn't really know where they're at, hasn't organized their feelings around it, and so they want to avoid. The emotion-based partner is pushing, no, we have to talk about this now. Rightfully so, because they think in their mind, well, they'll never talk about it if we don't address it right now. If they say they need time and space, all right, I'll respect it, but when are we going to address it? I need to know, otherwise I'm going to be sitting here, whole ball of anxiety. So, very understandable. That doesn't feel good either. Or, on the flip side, if the logic-based partner has an issue that they've identified, they may be letting it stew, feeling like they can't address it, and they put it off until, again, it blows up so much in their mind that they have to address it, and then their emotion-based partner is feeling caught off guard. They're scrambling to try to resolve it when it's been months or years of conflict built up that their partner just felt like they couldn't or didn't want to address. They never felt like they had the full language or mental organization to do so, and then it ends up being this huge, much bigger problem. So how do we find this middle ground? How do we use these differences to our advantage? I think that the number one tool that helps and to try is to set a time to address these issues. Now, for some people, this can look like a weekly check-in. Now, that is going to be more comfortable and positive for the emotion-based thinker than potentially the logic-based thinker, but hear me out. If you set a weekly appointment to talk about things, then it gives that space. It gives that logic-based thinker time to consider, okay, are there things I want to bring up? How can I organize my thoughts surrounding my feelings with this issue so that I feel empowered coming to this meeting prepared? And for the emotion-based person, it might help because they might have a little bit time and space before addressing problems where some of those more minor issues work themselves out. Something that feels big on Tuesday may feel minor by Thursday, the date of the meeting. And so they're just like, you know what? Actually, this wasn't something I needed to address. I didn't need to have this be a big thing. So that can help for some people. For others, again, it doesn't really work because the logic-based thinker may still be like, oh, well, I don't have anything to talk about, or oh, everything's fine. They still might be caught off guard by whatever their emotion-based partner is bringing up. So while, yes, they know, okay, we're going to talk this day, they don't know the exact context or the exact issue. So there still might be that anxiety and shutdown that happens surrounding whatever conversation comes up, which might be very frustrating for the emotion-based partner because they're expecting this to be their time and space to work through things. So more often what I think is helpful is to set that appointment as issues arise. So if, for example, there is a concern with the distribution of household chores. Somebody's feeling frustrated about how they're distributed and it's adding up. The best thing to do may be to bring up that issue, express that to your partner. Hey, I have noticed I've been feeling resentful about the household tasks. Instead of pushing for a resolution right then and there, it is saying, I would really like to talk through this. Can we each have time to organize our thoughts and feelings surrounding it and talk about it 5 p.m. on Thursday? And I do think being as specific as possible is the key. Because if you aren't specific, if it's just, oh, we're going to talk on Friday, or even just, oh, we'll talk about this later in the week, the emotion-based partner is going to just get more and more anxious. They're going to be like, are we ever going to talk about this? And it also gives the logic-based partner room to make excuses if you're not specific. They might say, oh, not yet, let's do it later. Oh, I'm busy, do it later. They have more room to push it off. So on either end, not good. Be specific as you can. And then you have that time and space for the logic-based partner to organize their thoughts, understand how they feel, and you have time and space for the emotion-based partner to calm themselves, take some of the emotion out of it. It's never fully going to be removed, but calm those emotions as much as they can so that they can approach it a little bit more logically too, and not just let emotions take over. So that can be really helpful. And actually it can be helpful if arguments just naturally escalate too. Do we always have the control when issues come up to pause and say, hey, let's set a date and time? No. Sometimes the arguments will escalate on their own. It starts with a small comment and then goes a little bit further. So if you're in the middle of an argument or a discussion and you feel it escalating to a bigger conflict, you can also use this and just say, let's pause, let's set this date and time to revisit this so that we can both calm ourselves and organize our thoughts and feelings surrounding it. If this is something that you experience with your partner, definitely consider giving this a try and always let me know how it goes. Otherwise, I hope that you got something useful from this video, and I'll see you the next time. Thank you.